New initiative is underway to improve the time it takes to move goods from ships to store shelves and ultimately into the hands of American consumers. The Biden administration unveiled today details about a data sharing pilot project that involves the Georgia Ports Authority and 17 other partners. Investigative reporter Jessica Savage spoke with U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg about the pilot program and what we can expect.
Last October, we saw port congestion play out firsthand. You're looking at some of that video we took last year of the high seas traffic jam. More than 20 container ships anchored off the coast of Tybee Island, waiting to get into the port of Savannah. Well, Secretary Buttigieg says situations like this one are why the government is now working with the private sector to help streamline freight logistics. Well, the initiative is called the Freight Logistics Optimization Works, or simply known as FLOW. And it works like this. It's going to create a data sharing network to open communication between the ports, ocean carriers, terminal operators, businesses, trucking chassis, and warehouses with the goal of moving these goods faster. The secretary gave an example for why it's needed.
You see these big stacks of containers, right? Containers on top of other containers. You may not have thought about the challenge of making sure that if one container needs to be picked up, it's not under a couple of containers that aren't moving for a few more days. That's an example of a piece of information that sometimes not everybody has who needs it. And the result could be a truck, for example, that's at the port ready to go, wants to pick something up, might have to wait for hours until a container is actually ready to move.
Well, the secretary says Georgia Ports Authority is a key player in agreeing to participate in this data sharing initiative. He explained why all of this matters to you, the consumer.
I know it sounds very technical, but the bottom line out of all this is it's going to make it easier to get goods to where they need to be. It's going to improve our supply chains, and that helps keep shipping costs under control, which is especially important at a time like this when we see inflation, and we're fighting inflation with everything we've got.
So the data sharing initiative is going to continue through the end of this summer. The secretary says by that point, he hopes more companies and partners will join in to share information. We, of course, will follow up to see how it all works out.